Hello and a very good afternoon, good morning, welcome along to Crafters TV. My name is Ben Moseby. Thank you for joining us this Wednesday. It is a launch day and it is a show that we have been looking forward to for so long. We have not got one but two brand new launches during this show, and I am that serious about it, Georgina, that I've got my glasses on today. You know, when I've got my glasses on, I mean business. Now, there's two launches. One to my left I'm going to bring to you in just a few moments time. However, you may hear that we've got a bit of musical accompaniment going on in the background, a bit of percussion going, because we are launching something that you absolutely need to have. I saw these for the first time yesterday and I heard words like awesome, amazing. How do these work? These are magic. These are off the chart. Can I use them as maracas? These are the brand new outline markers, which I will leave our Leann to show you and explain in just a second. I need to tell you of a huge stock. 10% has already gone. We have not even started the show. These, right, when you see these work, you absolutely need to have these in your basket. You know when you go to the supermarket and you've got your main kind of shopping and then you just see that little chocolate bar at the checkout and you go, oh, I need to add that in. This is the chocolate bar that you need to add into your basket today because they are phenomenal. For $9.59 or $11.96, you have seen nothing quite like these, and I have never heard, when I've tried to do a professional introduction, such a racket from over the other side of the studio. What are you up to, Leann?
I'm shaking them to wake them, Ben.
Of course you are.
And I was trying to get attention.
Oh, is that what it was? You wouldn't have known. You wouldn't have known.
Did it work? These are, you are absolutely right, Ben. These are incredible, and they've got the wow attached to them, because you're right. You don't expect it. You write it down and it's like, oh my word, that's blown my mind.
Yeah.
You will absolutely need these. Now, I've already primed this pink one because I just want to show you very quickly what you're going to be able to do. You can see I tested it's working there. These outline markers are exactly that. One pen that when you draw it down, you get a beautiful silver result, but then with an incredible magic outline around it. And so if you come really close into that, you'll be able to see how fine that lovely pink outline is around the outside and why we call them an outline marker. So it separates and it splits. You've got the silver, and then it separates out and it outlines it with the colour of marker that you have. And you can even fill in the colour and you get that lovely pink outline around the outside still. So many different things you're going to be able to do with these. We've got I've got some little examples here and I'll show you, and then I'm going to show you some more. So you can write little custom messages on the front if you want to. So you can see you've got your custom messages there. There you can see the blue outline and the pink outline. We've got some more writing here. You can do doodling if you want to and do all of your own designs on the front of a card. Lots of different things you can do. I'm going to show you how to do some custom backgrounds. Actually, Ben, I love these for writing messages in my cards. I just love these for handwriting inside and knowing that it's going to really have that little bit of a wow factor, something very different to what you'd expect. And you've got beautiful colours in there. So you're going to really love these when you start using them.
I just think you absolutely need to get these today. You've got cool graphite, citrus green, amethyst purple, your neon pink, zesty yellow, and your azure blue in there as well. But remember, two colours within each. You've got that intense metallic silver with the vivid colour outline as well. Everybody needs to get these today. If you are only shopping for one thing today, grab these. If you're going for other bits and pieces, grab these in as that little extra that you would at checkout for £10, $9.59 or $11.96 if you're a platinum member. And of course, the more goodies like this you add into the basket, the closer you are going to get to that free shipping as well. If you're not getting these for you, get these for a friend. If you're not getting these for a friend, get these for the kids, the grandkids. They are absolutely brilliant, and wait till you get them in your hand at home and you see for yourself how great these are close up. Those are an absolute steal today for that price. I've never seen anything like them. Grab them whilst they're still here because 15% of the stock has now gone. Now, these weren't even meant to be the star of the show. These were kind of like sort of the warm-up act, if you like. And if you think these are brilliant, wait till you see what you're going to be able to create with the kind of main item that we've got on the show. And Leann's got some inspiration for us over the other side of the studio with the kind of things that you are going to be able to create from our Colour Creations Kit Artist Collection. Take a look at these.
This is absolutely fantastic, this collection. I can't wait to show you how it works. We've got such a variety in here, and it's going to give you the opportunity to move and grow. If you're a brand new starter and never touched alcohol or watercolouring before, everything you need. But if you are a colourist who's been colouring for a while and you want to start to really improve, if you're an improver, then this kit is going to be fantastic for you. And these are some of the examples you can see here in my hand of the types of things that you're going to be able to create. And we say that because this is the artwork that is included in the box for you to colour in. And you can see their beautiful alcohol colouring, fantastic watercolouring on a canvas there. So we've coloured, this artwork's included, we've coloured it, cut it out, popped it onto a watercoloured canvas background, so you can start to make your own artwork. You can see their beautiful designs which could be framed, so you are starting to practice your skills to become an artist. And you're able to practice your skills with alcohol colouring, as you've seen here, but you're also able to practice your skills with watercolouring as well, which you'll be able to see in a second. There we go. So you've got your landscape watercolouring in here too. So it really is a fab collection with amazing markers in there, really good value for money, but the artworks that we've included for you to practice are going to take you on that improver journey if you're already a colourist. And if this is a gift for somebody, Ben, what better gift to give than here's 2 different types of markers, everything you need and some things to colour. Have a play, see if you love it and see if you want to go on a colouring journey.
Yeah, absolutely right. And that's what's going to happen here. You're going to go on that colouring journey. And if you just describe yourself as a bit of a colourist right now, maybe you describe yourself as someone who just wants to give it a little bit of a go, you can become that artist with this collection. Just to say, I want to know what you're shopping for today. Let me know that you've got those markers, by the way. Let me know if you're jumping in and grabbing this. Diane has said, already placed my order for both. Rose saying, hi Ben and Leann, what a fun day with these new products. They are not hanging around. I've got to tell you, the comments coming in are unbelievable. Stephanie G grabbed these earlier today. They look amazing. Rebecca has said, I've already ordered the artist collection, can't wait for it to arrive. And lots of you, by the way, I'm going to come to this collection here, the outline markers, few comments as well, that these are also great for your aerobic workouts. Obviously great for your crafting, but you know, if you want to work on those arms as well, these are absolutely perfect for that. So thank you, Debbie McKee, for just saying these are the aerobic exercise for we crafters. So not only going to make you a brilliant crafter, brilliant artist, but they're going to get you toned up and super fit as well. Terms and conditions apply. Now, this collection is fantastic, and you know what, as Leann has already touched on, what I love about this personally is you get a little bit of both. It's a perfect present as well. I mean, you've just got to look, I won't unbox it because I'm going to leave that to Leann, but you've just got to look at the presentation of this. It is absolutely phenomenal, and even down to the little clasp that you've got on the front of the box there, just the sound that it makes as you open it up and snap it down. But inside it you have got, as I say, your illustrators in there, your dual tip markers. So if you want to try your blending with this collection, you've got the ability to do that. You've also got in there your aqua markers as well. So 14 of those, 14 of the illustrators. So again, if you're a little bit undecided as to kind of how you want to use your pens, whether you want to try the blending techniques, whether you want to try all of the different watercolor techniques that you've seen before, but you're a little bit undecided, this is an absolutely brilliant collection to go for as well. As we found out earlier on too, you are going to get in there your art liners. You've got 2 art liner, your fine liner pens in there as well. So great, you know, if you love doing your lettering, great doing your outlines, great doing your little doodles as well. Those are also included in here. And of course, you've got your pictures, if you like, your pages to be able to get going with your colouring, which is absolutely brilliant. You saw our Michelle a little bit earlier on using one of those with the illustrators on Wake Up Call. But you're going to get 5 of your marker pages, 3 of your watercolor pages as well, and all beautifully boxed. The other great thing too is not only are you going to get all the hints and tips from this show and all the demonstration, but you've got within the collection your hints and tips too. It's phenomenal. We're going to have a look into the box. I'll just show you on the back there as well. You can see all of the content and all of the designs that you are going to be getting As I say, I think this is perfect for you if you are unsure where you want to go with your colouring. If you are someone perhaps looking for that perfect gift idea for someone in your life, this is absolutely perfect because it's a little bit of your illustrators, your aqua pens in there as well. See which one suits you best. You might like them both. Come back, expand your collection. It's a great way to start. And for $69.99 or $99.95 today, amazing. So everyone's saving £10 or $10, but Platinum members, it comes down even further to $55.99 or $79.96. Let's get it unboxed though, and let's have a look through this. I mean, it's magnificent, isn't it, as a gift idea for somebody?
It really is. And I think when I hold this up and you can see the size of it next to me, you understand what a fantastic statement this makes in terms of a box full of fabulous goodness. Now, it just feels like, so if this is a gift, it feels premium, it feels quality from the minute you pick it up. And you've got that beautiful finish on there. It really makes a statement. What I love, Ben, one of the things I love the most is that.
Do it again.
Oof. It's just gorgeous. I'm going to do it the side so you can see it. Look.
Yeah, go on.
Ready? Hang on, bring it in.
Oof.
Oh, it's just fabulous.
Quality.
Honestly, magnetic closure. When you open it up, you're presented with 28 markers. You've got 14 of your Illustrator markers there and 14 of your Aquacolor, and then you've got 2 fine liner pens to help you on your artist journey. Colours are curated to work together to give you the best colours that you need to be able to go on your journey as an artist, and the colours that will work together to give you lots of versatility for lots of different things that you want to colour in. So carefully curated, all of the high quality that you would expect from Spectrum Round Crafter's Companion. So you've got our Japanese nibs in here, you've got our proprietary ink, you've got the formula. All of these inks are full size, so they don't have less ink because they're in a kit. So you've got full size markers as you would buy if you bought a marker on its own, but curated beautifully for you. In a beautiful velvet, it's just so tactile, a beautiful velvet encasement. It's just, oh. Now what you would do is you would take your velvet encasement out, and underneath you will have these pieces that I've got here for you.
Yes.
So you've got your instructions. You've got your instructions for your aqua markers, essential hints and tips, so how to get the best out of them, how to use them, what to do, and I'm going to be showing you how to do all of those things during this next couple of hours. And then you've also got on the other side your Illustrator essential hints and tips, so how to get the best out of your illustrators, and also what your art liners are in there for as well. So you've got all of the help along the way, and then you've got these really fabulous, unique pieces of art to continue and colour in. And because we think of everything here at Spectrum Round Crafter's Companion, you've been given these on 2 different types of cardstock. So this one is on a watercolour cardstock for you, so you know that's going to work with your aqua marker. This one is on a watercolour cardstock. This one we've already started having a go with is on your alcohol marker, so that's on alcohol marker cardstock. Same with this one. Same with this one. That's the one from the packaging look. So you can create. And then we've got this one. We've got this one.
Wow, so much.
And they're really, really usable and fabulous, Ben. Now, we've given you them at this size because I think this kit is about going on a journey. So you may be a colourist, it's brilliant for gift giving. But if you're a colourist already and you've coloured small stamps and you've done little stamps, little projects, 6x6 cards, and you've had a nice time, and you've looked at bigger pieces of artwork that can be framed and think, I could never do that because I can't draw that, then this is for you because you've got the bigger pieces, you can start to colour them, get used to using your markers on a larger scale, on a larger piece, and then we give you the art liners to follow some of the lines in here if you want to, so you can feel what it would be like should you want to create it yourself. And actually what I started doing at home was having one beside me and a blank piece here, another sheet, with my art liner, following, copying what is here to get me feeling like I know how I want to draw to do future pieces. It's a brilliant educational tool, Ben, and gives you everything you need at your fingertips to be able to explore and enjoy.
That is certainly why so many of you are already taking advantage of this deal as well. You know, maybe your kids have got to that age as well where they are, you know, getting interested in colouring. You know, maybe it's something that they're studying at college, for example, as well, and you want to kind of sort of aid their journey, if you like. This is a great way to be able to do it with this collection. Lots of you jumping in. Let me just tell you as well, the outline markers are absolutely flying out of the door. We're going to make this a nice and interactive show as well, so if there's anything that you want to ask at any point, do feel free to fire those questions in. Anything you want to know about the Colour Creations kit, anything that you want to know about the outline markers, anything kind of like specifically to do with Spectrum Noir or blending or watercolour techniques, whatever it might be, or the types of paper that you'd be using, Cardstock, whatever it might be, you can get those questions in and we'll get them answered right throughout the show, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. That is the best way to do it. But as I say, don't feel worried about asking those questions. Lots of love coming in for the brand as a whole. I'm loving my Spectrum Noir collection that's building up, says Jean. And Deborah saying, hi Leanne, we are blessed to have you here 2 days in a row this week. What a beautiful collection. So I suppose the question is, I mean, this is such a comprehensive collection. It's massive. There's loads in there. Where do we start? When we get this back, Leanne, what's the first thing that we need to do?
So I think the first thing you need to do is get yourself a paintbrush.
Yep.
So you want your paintbrushes, you can get them on the Crafters Companion website, and I would recommend these two as a minimum. So these are the only two brushes that I use. So I use the wide one and I use this number 6. So I'm going to tell you which ones they are exactly. 3/4 of an inch, 19 millimeters.
Yep.
And what we're called is a number 6. And they're the only two brushes that I think you will need for this collection. If you're already an artist and you've got your preferred brush sizes, do that. This is just for me, if you've never done it before, how I would start. And then the simple thing is, Ben, to take your instruction sheet and follow along and do what it tells you to do. So it tells you how different colours can be blended, it tells you how to get a feathered effect, how to move them together. So have a look at that, read it, and follow that, practice it along. Now, I would be, first of all, before I even go onto my lovely house, getting a piece of card, which I'm going to do, a piece of watercolour card from here. And I'd be getting a feel for the marker, because you'll want to open the box. I like that one, that's my favourite. Get a marker, colour it on, move the paint around. Oh, I don't like that. That's what I would do at home. So before you even get to that point, step away from your printed pieces in your box. Okay. Just get a blank piece of cardstock. Again, we've got it on the Crafters Companion website. And get a feel for what the markers work like. So just take one of the colours and you'll need some water. So I've got some clean water here, nothing in it, just a little cup there. And I've also got some kitchen towel. These are your tools of your trade. Kitchen towel, brush, water pot. That's what you're going to need. Wet your brush so it's ready. And then just take your marker, pop a little bit onto the card and move the colour around. So just so you can get a feel for how far it goes. And the reason I say that is you'll realise that a little bit goes an awful long way. And that means that when you're looking at a small piece on here, when you understand how far it goes when you add your water, you'll understand how much colour you need to put on here before you start dragging it out. It'll give you a feel for what you need to be doing. So pop your colour on there and then have a little experiment at mixing some new colours, because you can do that. So I've got blue and I've got yellow here. And what does blue and yellow make, Ben?
Green.
Yes!
Sorry, I was part looking at a comment then, and I just heard you go, Ben, and I looked down, I was thinking, question there, quickly engage brain, shout whatever comes into your head. Green.
So you see, I put the two colours down, blue and yellow, and I've got, because I had more blue than yellow, that lovely turquoise colour, but you can see it's very different to the colour I've got here.
Yeah.
However, if I want that to be more green, I can add a little bit more yellow, and then you'll see I've gone from turquoise to a very zesty green. There is another colour that I've mixed. Yeah. If I want this to be a little bit of a darker sea blue, a little bit more blue up here, mix these two together. There's another colour. Yeah. So from those two pens, I've got 3 colours and none of them look like the first pen we started with, which is the same blue. So have a little practice at mixing some new colours too, because for all we've given you the 14 markers in here,
there's many more, isn't there?
Those 14 markers are going to give you infinite colours, because actually you have got an RGB, and an RGB is a red, green and blue. So you're going to be able to make all of those colours, and we have got the equivalent of a cyan, magenta, yellow and black in here, which means you've got all of the colours in the spectrum available to you. If you want to knock a colour down and make it a little bit more vintage, let me show you how you would do that with this pink one. And I'm going to use the sepia to do that. You're going to colour some of the pink down and then spread that colour out exactly as we've already looked at. So you can see you can move it.
I'm just amazed at how far it goes, how little you're applying. And
tiny bit goes an awful long way, an awful long way. So if I put a little bit of the pink down now, and then I use a little bit of what I'm going, the sepia colour here, which is a kind of a deep brown colour, and then I do the same as I did up here, I'm going to get a burgundy.
Oh, wow.
So you see I get a much more burgundy colour now.
Yeah.
So you can mix a lot of different colours in here. You can go from dark to light by adding water, and you can get different tones of a colour by adding your sepia or your grey to deepen them and get them to be a different tone. So experiment with that on one spare piece of cardstock, get ready, and then you're ready to go into your artwork. And actually what I would do is also swatch them. So I would have another sheet of cardstock, and because it's the colour represented on the end of the caps is a close representation, it's not a perfect representation, and so to create swatches I would be doing this, Ben. I'd keep it in my box with my pens. I'd do a swatch like that, and then underneath, so I can see what it's like when I put it down directly from the pen, and then what it's like when I add water.
Brilliant.
And I would just go along all the colours and do that and swatch, and then keep those in my box. And with my art liner, for instance, that colour is need my glasses, rose red. Just above it I'd be writing rose red.
Fab.
And so I'm just making myself my little note so I know what the colours are going to look like, and I can plan when I come to put my piece of artwork together.
It's such a really, really good thing that we can do these shows and give you these hints and tips and give you these ideas. So again, if you are totally brand new to this, what a great way to start. You don't have to go all guns blazing straight away, into the goodies that we give you in there. Have a little bit of a play, mix some colours up, create those swatches as well that you may then want to just keep for reference for future uses with this collection. But it is phenomenal. Loads of you already going for it at $55.99 or $79.96. Lots of you buy this collection. I love the fact, as I said, you've got the mixture of those illustrators in there with those aqua markers as well. The fact that we provided you with your art liner pens, the fact that you're going to get in there those images as well. So you've got the images for use with your illustrators, nice big bold images as well, so you can really get to grips with the pens that you've got within this collection. And of course you've got your 3 images for your watercolouring as well, and you'll find with those aqua pens too, so many different ways that you can use these, and they really, really will go a long way. All the hints and tips included in there as well. Like Leanne said, get this out, have a play with this, have a look at those instructions in there too, and of course you're going to get all of the hints and tips from us during this show as well. And this is the time to ask those questions too. If there's anything particular that you need to know before you jump in and buy this, then make sure you get those questions in. It's not so often, I know you will say she was here yesterday, but it is not very often that we get Leanne 2 days in a row, let alone in for a day. So make the most of her, use her while she's here, and ask those questions, because Leanne really is the lady she was. What I will also say as we come back to look at that in just a few moments time, your outline markers are absolutely flying out of the door. Basically, I think what people are doing, as I suggested, you're buying the goodies that you came to come and buy, and then you're going, well, hang on a minute, for $9.59 or $11.96, I just need to pop these into my basket. They are going to allow you to create really, really beautiful lettering, because you've got those 2 colours from the one pen with that glorious outline as well, the 6 different colours within the collection, and as you said, they are just an absolute must. I've never seen anything like these before, and it seems like you guys are absolutely the same as well, because you are jumping in and grabbing these and popping them into your basket. A huge amount of the stock of those has gone. Also, whilst you're shopping, I realise once again I'm telling you to buy everything today, but it's a good excuse to stock up on items as well, particularly your paper pads. We've got your collection here, which is going to bring you, again, paper that's applicable for your alcohol colouring and paper that's applicable for your watercolouring as well. So we're going to give you 20 sheets of your premium watercolour card. I was just about to do Craig's old thing there. We go, let's have a flick through and have a look at that. Lovely. But then you've also got your 30 sheets of black and 30 sheets of white for using with your alcohol markers as well. $19.98 or $29.90 is the deal on this. $15.98 platinum price or $23.22. Was that 92? $23.92 if you're shopping with us in the US. And as I said, the great thing is you kind of get the two different types of medium as far as your paper is concerned within the collection. But I suppose, Leann, it's important, isn't it, to have the different cardstock, the different paper, depending on what medium you're using.
It's not only important, it's essential. It's one of the things that I say to everybody when they start on a colouring journey. Your cardstock that you're colouring onto is equally as important as the quality of the marker. Because if you just try to colour on any random piece of cardstock you've got at home, you won't get the results that you'll get with the cardstock made for the job. It's really, really important. And the cardstocks that you've got there, I can guarantee, are of the highest quality, so you'll get beautiful results. Okay, so should we do some colouring?
Yes, please.
So I've just got my little swatchy piece at the side here, and you'll see I was looking at my house and thinking, what colour do I want to do the house? So I've used my scrap piece and I've picked the 3 colours that I thought were appropriate and then just swatched them to decide, is that the colour I want? So you do try your colours out before you commit to your piece of artwork. So I've decided I'm going to do a warm brick, a warm plaster on the outside and a cooler one on the roof. So we're going to start with that. Now, what I didn't mention earlier, Ben, and is important, all of these markers are dual tipped. So you've got your brush tip on one end, which you'll see me use a lot, and then you've got your fine tip on the other end for adding that small detail, which you'll also see me use in this 2 hours. And we're going to do exactly as we did before. We're going to add a little bit of colour down and drag it out. Now, my advice is always start with a little bit. You can add more. It's a little bit more difficult to take it away. It's impossible to take it away with alcohol marker. You can take it away with watercolour, and I'll show you how, but it's always best to just start with a little bit. So I'm going to the edge because it would be darker under the eaves, and I'm just bringing that out in a non-straight line, because with a straight line you get a straight line in your blend, so you want it to be a little bit rustic in the look and feel. So a tiny bit at the side. I've got my water pot, I dip my brush, and then I touch it to my kitchen towel. So I've got a damp brush, not a wet brush. Yeah. And then I just start to move this out. So I agitate it. So you see that's little circular motions, and that's just to get the ink moving in the fibres of the cardstock. So that's just little circular agitations. And then I start to bring that out to get a watercolour look. Now, as I get paint on my brush, it won't let me get that graduated darker to lighter. So I'll keep putting my brush back in my pot, not because I need more water, but because I want to take the ink that's remaining on my brush away so that I can get this lovely graduated feel. Yeah. Where I'm going from dark to light with my colouring, that lovely painterly watercolour look. So I keep going back in my pot. I move the ink that I first laid down out, and you can see here, as I start to feel like that's all one colour and I'm not getting the change from dark to light, I'll go and clean my brush and then start here and drag it out, and that's how it gets lighter. So this is how you make a watercolour colour lighter. That's how you go from a dark colour to a light colour. It's the adding of water and the spreading out of the colour. Yeah. And your new colours are putting more than one colour together, as we've seen before. And you see, this is really easy to do, actually, Ben. It's not difficult at all. I think it's one of those things that you'll get more confident with the more that you try it. And I think it was a great tip of yours to do those swatches so that you get confident with the amount that you need to apply in the first place, and then the amount of water that you'll be adding to create that shading, if you like. Absolutely. Now you'll notice here on the other side of the window, I wanted that light effect to continue. So what I didn't do was go and add more marker. You'll see what I did was go and pick up a little bit of colour and then drag it over there from the original colour that I put down. I put a tiny amount down. Look how much I've been able to drag that out. And it's already looking like there's shade in places and light in places. It's looking like a watercoloured image already. And then I'll go and do exactly the same down here around this little bush, which would be causing a shadow just on that side, and at my wall there, along by the little gate post here. add a little bit there, and then just do exactly the same again. So we'll drag it out. When I feel like the colour is not lightening and it's getting the same, pop it into my pot, take this excess off onto my tissue, drag that along, and I'll get that lightening of colour as we go around.
Do you want some questions whilst you're colouring?
Yeah, why not?
Apparently, thank you. Rachel's our social superstar today. Apparently, lots of our viewers wanting a bad joke from you, but it was bad poem day today, not bad joke. So if you can work on both of those, Leanne, whilst you're also doing all of the demonstrations, that'd be marvellous. Victoria says, Leanne, in the future, would CC work with Spectrum Noir to release colouring books for all the mediums? Is that something?
Do you know, that's an excellent idea, and we have done colouring books in the past. We did our Colorista range, and actually there was an image like this one, very, very similar in that Colorista colouring book. So we have done it before, and there's nothing to say we wouldn't do it again. And I would be interested, actually, from all of you at home. Let's do a little bit of live product research while we're coming in this show. Poll. Why not? A little opinion poll. Would you like that to be for alcohol markers or for watercolour? Because you need different paper for both.
Yes.
So it's a very different technique. We couldn't do one book that would do everything. We would need to do a book for watercolour, a book for alcohol, a book for pencil. Actually, you would need 3 different books. So let me know what it is that you would prefer.
Okay. Other questions coming in. Do you, says Katie Easley, swatch on watercolour paper?
I do. Always swatch on the paper that you're going to use the markers on, because that's when you get the true representation of the colour, the true result that you're going to achieve when you come to colour your image. Yeah. So I always swatch on a good quality piece of cardstock, the same cardstock that I will use to colour the actual images.
Here's a question then. So, so if you are completely new and say, for example, you picked up the wrong, so say for example, you tried to use your watercolour on like say your stamping card, for example, or vice versa, would you know straight away? You
would. And do you know what? I'll just move this ink here so it doesn't dry, and I'll get a piece of alcohol marker card from under my desk and show you the difference.
I just think it's good to see when it goes wrong as well. You know what I mean?
It is. Well, you'll understand if it's gone wrong at home then, won't you?
Exactly right.
You'll know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
So let me just grab that. So I'm already loving this, by the way. I think that house with a little bit of that chestnut, I think it's called, no glasses, yes, chestnut, with a little bit of chestnut on there, it's starting to come to life. Let me find some alcohol marker card, which I believe is this one.
Wish that was my house. Lovely,
I wish it was my house, gosh, wouldn't that be lovely? Oh dear. So I've got a bit of stamping card here and a bit of Nina.
Okay.
And we'll have a look at both, so you can see the difference. And then I've got my water marker here, so I'll go with the stamping card first.
So this is an aqua marker onto stamping?
An aqua marker onto stamping card. Okay. Leaves a line. Can you see the lines? It doesn't move. It leaves that line. It leaves like you'll always have a shadow of where I put the card, of where I put the ink. That rectangle would never move. And then on the alcohol marker, the Nina card, because the ink grabs really quickly, it just doesn't, it will leave you the outline of where you coloured it down and not move as easily and as freely as it does on a watercolour cardstock.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fab. That's good to see. Question from Elaine, which says, question on the Illustrator markers.
Yes.
There's a blending marker and I'm not sure how it's used. I tried to blend blue with yellow and it just washed out the colour instead of blending.
Yes, and you know what? That is a phenomena in the alcohol colouring world where we've got a blender pen now range because all alcohol pen ranges have a blending pen in. When I developed our pen range, I did not want to call that a blending pen because blending pens don't blend, which is why you got that washed out look. So blending pens actually delete. Think of it as an eraser. It's pure alcohol. So it will lighten and weaken a colour. It will delete a mistake, but it will not blend 2 colours together, which is why you got the washed out look. So you only use the same colours to blend together in alcohol colouring. Your blender pen will correct or knock back a colour, lighten it, but that is all.
Fab questions. there's another one here from Leanna, who says, my question for Leanne, my waterproof ink pad in black seeps into the stamps and I can't get it off. It kind of bleeds into the stamp. Is that normal?
Yes, it is normal. It's just the material that your stamp is made from. It won't hurt it or damage it. You'll be able to continue using it. It's absolutely fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay. There's loads of votes coming in, by the way, for the colouring book. So we'll look at that in a second. One final question for now from Dan. He says, I've got the tri-blends with the brush tip. Aside from enjoying having every product, is there any reason one should also have the original tri-blends with the nib tip?
So there's always a reason for all of the markers in our collection, and each of them perform in a different way. You get a different look and feel with your tri-blend brush as you do with your original tri-blend with a bullet tip, and I do think there's room for both. However, if you're getting good results with your tri-blend brush and you like them, you don't have to have the other ones. You'll just be able to get a different coloured result.
Okay.
Because with the brush ones you get much more of the flicky, organic look and feel, the soft look and feel. For the more precise look and feel that you need for some types of colouring, your bullet would give you that.
All great questions, and yes, let's use her while she's here. There's only another hour and 25 minutes to go. Keep firing those questions in, because you'll regret it if you don't, you see, when Leanne disappears. Thank you as well for all of the requests coming in for colouring books. Sue says, I would prefer a colouring book for watercolouring, as my printer won't take watercolour card, it's too thick. It takes the Nina card. Pam says all three, and in sizes that can be used for cards, would make great creator theme backgrounds, and generally most people just say all three, Leanne. So there you go.
Okay.
Do them all.
I understand all of them. I've got that message loud and clear. So I'm just doing the roof here in a different colour, and you'll see what I'm doing is taking each tile on the roof separately. So I added a little bit of colour and then I drag it down, and that lets me build up some of that texture in those tiles. Now I've left a couple where I haven't done that, because I want to show you if you do that and think, oh, but I've dragged the colour too far and now I can't. I want to show you how you go back in and put some of that shade. What you don't want to do at this point when it's wet is go back in with your brush, because if you go back in with your brush, it will stain immediately on the wet card. The water will grab it, set it into the cardstock, and it won't move with your brush any longer. So when you've done that, what you need to do is have a saucer, a piece of acetate, an old ceramic tile, or a glass mat, as I've got here. Colour your ink onto the glass mat, and then with a damp brush, pick that up and take that in wherever you want to put a little bit of shade. And so you can go and add in the shade wherever you didn't have it by picking that colour up from the mat, and then you don't ruin your artwork doing that. So that's called palette blending, so just working from a palette, or the wet into wet technique sometimes it's called. But it's a change from when we can only put the marker to the card when the card is dry.
Yeah.
Don't put the marker to the card when the card is wet. So when you've already added some colour or you've wet it, then you take it from another surface rather than taking it direct to the card. If you're going somewhere where there's no water's been, you're fine, but never go with your brush in where you've already had water.
Yeah. It's interesting to see you doing this as this way as well, because Craig, when I see him use, he normally goes for like the palette technique, creates his own little palette on the glass mat. But I always think, like with the aqua pens as well, there's a lot more techniques that you can do with them. There's a lot more things that they will do for you as well.
Oh, absolutely. The possibilities to create backgrounds, to do big background washes, to do splash techniques, not to just do colouring like this. The versatility of them is phenomenal, and I'll be able to I'm going to show you that with the sky, actually, show you how to create clouds when we come back to this. I just want to show you what the fine tip is great for. So I want to get in some very fine but dark detail along this guttering here, and I want it to be the same colour as my roof. So what I'm going to do is take the fine tip now, and I'm just going to colour that in. So I'm not worried about the fact that it looks watercoloured. The fact that it's in a watercolour ink and it's in the same colour alongside my roof has allowed me to go in and add in that guttering detail. But what it also allows you to do is add in some more texture and depth and dimension. So where my tiles are, where my grey outline was, and I've lost some of the definition there doing my roof, with my fine tip now, I can go in the same colour and put that back in. And it'll start to just bring them out and make them pop. So you've got all of that watercolour effect, but you can start to put back in the detail where the line was, and your roof will get some of that definition back into the tiles, but it doesn't take away the painterly watercolour look, because you're using exactly the same ink from the same pen in the same colour, just with a different nib. And look how different that, I mean, you wouldn't believe it unless you see it happen, you know, in front of your eyes. That really does make the roof now look like a tiled roof by using that fine tip and putting some of the definition back in there over the watercolour wash. And that's why you've got a dual end on your markers.
And I know a lot of you will obviously say Leanne is obviously brilliant at what she does, and a lot of you will say, oh, there's no way I can do that. The whole point is you will be able to do that, and that's why we've put this collection together for you, to make it accessible, to start you on that journey, whether it be with your illustrators or your aqua pens. Remember, you've got 14 of each of those within this collection, and everything that you need to get started. You know, if you are looking for a gift idea for somebody, this is absolutely perfect. If you are an aspiring artist, if you want to take that first step on the road to becoming a really great colorist, you really need to get this in your life. It's a super collection. Remember, 14 of each of the pens you're going to get in there. You're going to get 5 of your marker pages, 3 of your watercolor pages, 2 art liner pens included in there as well, and then all of the hints and tips that you'll need to get you started with this collection. It's proving immensely popular already. £80 or $109.95 is where you should be. Everyone's saving a tenner. But if you're platinum, another 20% comes off that, bringing it down to $55.99 or $79.96. I am not surprised to hear that you are, well, I'll tell you exactly what Georgina said. You are loving the outliner markers. Majority of you are buying these. Loads of you are buying them twice, maybe 3 times over. They are absolutely brilliant. I've never seen anything like these before. And as I said, when I came into the office yesterday, there was a mass gathering around the table that we've got just outside the studios here, and everybody was oohing and ahhing something. I was like, what's going on here? And it was these outliner markers. They are absolutely brilliant. Each pen has got those 2 different colours in there, so your silver and then your vividly coloured outline. So basically you've got 1 stroke of your pen. It's going to give you, look, if I show you here, this amazing effect. I just think for £10 today, £9.59 or $11.96, can you just see that gorgeous outline? You've got 6 different colours there. If I just show you that one, think positive, just give it a little flick, there we go. You can see the different outlines that you get with these, and you absolutely need these in your life, whether or not you're just thinking about getting these for doodling, whether or not you're thinking about getting these to write your own sentiments. We were just chatting today before the show actually about the fact that I don't feel like I write that much anymore, and like my handwriting has gone to pot just a little bit. Let these be the reason that you start writing again, you start doodling again, and you start adding your own kind of swirls and flourishes to your project, because these are just going to make life so easy for you to do that. Within this collection, you've got your cool graphite and your azure blue, your zesty yellow, your citrus green, your amethyst purple, and that neon pink in there as well. 20% of a huge stock has already gone. For one, I am not surprised if you buy one thing today. If you're one of those people who's turned around and gone, my budget's blown for August, I haven't got anything left, find that $9.59 or $11.96 and grab these today, because you will not regret them. I think they're absolutely brilliant, that magic outline effect. Shall we see these in action, actually? Are we going to have a look at these, I think, with Leanne, or are you just finishing up your watercolouring?
Sorry, do I have to? Because I'm having such a nice time colouring this house.
Oh, it's up to you. I mean,
honestly, I'm just having such a lovely time. Okay, if I have to.
Producer Georgina's gone, well, you
kind of have to.
Do.
Like, just do your job, Leanne. Do what you're here for. Show everybody how they work. Well, I'm sure we'll come back to it later. This is the thing with that watercolour kit. You will get absorbed. And the fact that all of the colours are there, you will love it. So first things first, when you get your outline markers out, what I was doing rather noisily before at the beginning of the show.
Didn't notice.
When Ben was... did you not notice that, Ben?
No, what were you doing?
I was shaking the pens to wake them.
Oh.
Shall I show you what I was doing?
Yeah, please. I'm glad you pulled the same face that you pulled off screen as well. That was the look.
You've got to pull the face. When you you can't just go... It doesn't have the same effect, Ben. You've got to...
Yeah!
Shake them to wake them. So once you've shook it to walk it, no, shake it. There's my poem. There is my bad poem. Once you've shook it to walk it, shake it to wake it, then it will absolutely perform for you. So you give it a good shake, and then what you're going to do is pump it. So pump it. So when I say that, then I want to do pump it louder. That one.
Which one's that?
Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, pump it.
Louder. That one. You know how, like, when I was doing me notches yesterday, I had to do Buenos Noches, and then we went down a whole rabbit hole with that, which we won't do again. Now when I do this and I have to pump it, I have to go pump it louder. Can't help it, sorry.
Mine is pump it up. You gotta pump it up. Pump it up. I don't know what that is.
It's a song?
Well, I know it's a song.
Oh, okay.
I know it's a song, but I don't know what the song is. Maybe it's called Pump It.
Maybe it is called Pump It. So once you've pumped it, you see the ink coming down into the nib, and you're seeing how that's filled that up straight away. So you don't over pump it. So you don't like need to do it 47 times. You'd see I pressed that about 4 times, and it was enough. And then wait for the ink to come forward, because you don't want it to flood out. And then just give it a little scribble. It's working perfectly. And then you can do your drawing, and this is with the yellow. When you get nice and close, that's got the yellow outline to it.
Go on, George.
Come on, George, you can do it.
George, up the joystick. Here he comes.
Come on.
Come in.
Closer.
Come on. There you go.
Hey, what's that song? Closer. Do you want to know a secret? Do you promise not to tell? Whoa. Closer. And you can see that little yellow outline there. Sorry, I couldn't help it. That lovely little yellow outline there. Now, some of the colours, because of the bright studios and the bright lights in the studio, might not be immediately obvious, but you can see the green there.
You can.
And when you see them in person, absolutely, really very obvious. They're brilliant. So that's the green. Then we've got the blue. Yeah, you can. That's brilliant.
Yes.
George.
Good work,
Come on,
George.
George.
Get in there, George.
There we go. You can see those lovely outlines that you've got there, and it's magic. You don't need to do anything. You just write it down. It goes silver with a coloured outline.
Yeah.
They really are fabulously impressive. And I just want to show you a couple of different ways that I would be using them. So I've got a little card base made. Where's my little card? Here it is here. My little card base.
What card are you going on to here as well?
This is just stamping card.
Oh, okay.
Just regular stamping card. And I've got a ruler. Here it is here. Because I like straight lines, but there are a couple of different ways you could do this. What colour should I do, Ben?
I want to see which. Oh, okay.
Lovely, thanks,
I love
Ben.
that. You're welcome. That's what Sarah does to me as well. Okay, which one you want to see? The neon pink or the zesty yellow? Oh, what about the zesty yellow? I'll use the pink.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot. Thanks. That'd be the miss.
And then what I would do is with my ruler, I would be using it to make some cute little lines and outlines on the edge of a card, and I'm just following the measurements here on my card. It doesn't have to be perfect, it can be rough and ready if that's what you want it to be. It's a handmade card at the end of the day, and you're doing some hand embellishing. But look how, see, I've gone donkey's back leg. I didn't do the straight line. Donkey's back leg. It's wider at the bottom than the top. You'll do your line straighter than mine, but you get the idea.
Yep.
And then what I would do is another line. I'm not going to straighten it up. I'm going to have to continue with the donkey's back leg. Otherwise, that will just mess with my equilibrium. So I'm going to do it again here. And you can start to create some really lovely, unique backgrounds and patterns if that's what you want to do. And you can do them with a ruler, as I've done here, and then bring in another colour and perhaps do a little dot in the centre. Bring a different colour in there. So when you do these all over the back of your card, you're going to be able to create some really nice, different and completely unique, because nobody will have the same background as you, because it'll be very different, unique backgrounds for your cards if you want to. Now,
whilst I'm just quite happy to know that these work, like it says on the front of the box here, with magic outline effect, I don't know whether or not you're able to chat science here, because Bonnie says, I want to understand the science behind these markers. How do you get the outline?
Right, it's magic.
I knew it. That's what it says in here. Magic.
It's just pen magic.
Yeah.
So basically, the science behind it is the silver is a real metal, so an aluminium, so a real silver ink, and then you put in a dye-based ink with it, which is a bit like oil on water, so that nail varnish and water technique. So when you shake them to make sure they're mixed together in the barrel, if this was clear and you were to look at it, what you would see is the silver at this part, the green here. So it would be separate in the barrel, which is why you shake them together. Very important. So shake, 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 shake. That's like your oil on water, nail varnish on water technique. Shake it together, and then when you write it down, the silver and the green goes on equally, but they want to separate. So the silver stays where it is, and the green goes to the side. And I think that is the science behind it. That's how it was explained to me when we were working with the manufacturer.
Wow, well there you go. I mean, as I say, it's good to know, isn't it? But I just like the fact that they work and you've got that magic happening there. Loads of you saying how you're ordering these, by the way. I've just ordered the outline markers. Woohoo, says Alicia, who also says, this is epic. I'm so glad I ordered these. These are absolutely flying out the door. I've never seen anything like these, honestly, and I am absolutely wowed by them. I love the choice of colours, love the fact that, you know, you can just have a little doodle with these. I love the fact you can create your own little borders as well, and just have, these are all about having fun, I think, more than anything, Leanne, aren't they?
They are, and you can see all I'm doing here is doodling. So it is very much about doodle, about lovely handwriting. It's just, you know, being able to have a nice time with them, Ben. Now, if you don't like the straight lines like me and you are a freestyler, it's also great to do around your, instead of your mats and layers, let's just do with the purple. You can do some lovely freestyle borders with your card that you could then put some handwriting in if you want to.
Yeah.
And then what you can do with that is then go around and do just some little, you're going to have a nice, do you know what it is? You're just going to have a nice time with this. So I am a doodler. When I'm in a meeting, my notepad is full of this. I don't know why, but I just do it every time. I've got an obsession with doing that.
There's somebody out there who will tell you that that means something about your personality.
I hope, but if you do know, please can you let me know, because I've got an obsession with doing that.
That's like an extravagant question mark.
It really is, isn't it? I do it all the time. And I'll do these.
Like
and I have to have a long stalk on the star.
What is that? Well, that's like a toilet brush.
Thanks, Ben.
Oh, sorry.
It's a long star, thanks.
No, the second one looks like a star.
I didn't do that very well, you're right. The second one looks like a star.
Not that I can draw.
I then take these and I make them into Christmas trees, because I do it upside down. And then I turn it around and I do this. So, I mean, I'm sure there is somebody out there who can tell me why I fill my notebooks with things like this. And I have to do a heart with one of them on. I can't do a regular heart. My heart's always got a loop down here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's just, that's what I do in my notebooks, which is why I love to do this doodling for little outlines, because I'm just having a nice time. It's a bit like Zentangle, but posh.
Yeah, but also just nice to have these if you just want to use these to kind of like embellish your little tags this year, or little for your Christmas cards, signing your Christmas cards as well. If you've got an extravagant signature like our Leanne, who always does a little doodle when she signs, I think these are absolutely perfect for that. I just don't think you can go wrong for £10, £9.59 or $11.96. We're at a quarter of the stock gone, by the way, and whilst I'm not surprised that you are loving these, I'm surprised to hear a quarter of the stock has already gone, because we had a lot of stock of these knowing how popular that they would be. But I just think you're seeing the fun side of these. I think you're seeing these potentially as a great gift idea, maybe great for the kids to have a go with as well. Everybody's going to love using these, I think, is the point.
I agree. I mean, I'm having a nice time doing this. I need to step away from it and behave. But it is good for handwriting. If you've got lovely, neat handwriting, then it's going to be brilliant for you. But it is great just to be able to fill in a greeting card, a card that you've made for someone, with a really lovely impact inside.
Well, lots of people enjoyed the science. Reminds me of that advert. There used to be an advert, didn't there, for hair. What was that one? Like, you just stepped out of a salon. They used to go, "Here comes the science bit," and then they'd explain it all. But I'm glad that we had the science. Katie's saying the science is brilliant. It wasn't before your time, Georgina. Everyone makes out that I'm so old here. I meant to. Do you remember the band Bachman Turner Overdrive? You ain't seen nothing yet, Leanne. Bachman Turner Overdrive. You ain't seen nothing yet.
I remember the song, but not the name of the band.
Oh, right.
Baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet.
I was chatting about that yesterday to, who else was that? Brent and Hillary out there. They were looking at me as if I was talking Greek.
Oh,
Never
but
heard
that's
the
a
song.
70s classic.
Yeah.
I love it.
It is. I just found it bizarre that I was chatting
You're
to
the
people.
only one. Well, so we were talking the other day, and my team did not know who Jimmy Tarbuck was.
What? Jimmy Tarbuck? Tarbs?
Honestly, I was devastated. They didn't know who Jimmy Tarbuck was.
He's a don't be looking it up. He's a comedian, obviously, isn't he? Comedian. Big on the golf circuit as well. He's the father of Lisa Tarbuck, of course.
This is
who's
exactly
on the radio.
how we got onto the conversation, because I was telling them to listen to Radio 2, Lisa Tarbuck, 6 p.m. till 8 p.m. every Saturday night, the best 2 hours you'll spend in the week. And they just all looked at me like I was speaking Martian.
Well, I get you.
Thanks, Ben. The youth of today, Ben.
back in my day. Khaki Blue on YouTube just said, never had a notebook in school with bare margins, just chatting about doodling. Angela says, I doodle arrows and flats and the same squiggles as Leanne. Ooh, interesting. Peg Conrad on Facebook says, it's a right brain characteristic, the creative side. It helps to remember the auditory info coming in. Because, I'm going to put my glasses on here. Like, wait there. It is a right brain characteristic, the creative side. It helps to remember the auditory info coming in because the visual memory and hands-on memory, can't read that, is the stronger memory in right brain people. So, see, I know more than you guys thought, says Peg. I have no idea. I don't know what any of that meant.
Does a right brain person mean I'm creative?
Yes. So you think that your right brain is the creative side. So
And
that's
so-
why you doodle, I think.
And that's why I doodle, and that's why I can't take in information in a meeting if it's just talking. Because this is a true story actually. I'm very pleased you wrote that in. When there's just talking, I switch off very quickly because I'm like, I can't. Life's short. I can't take this in. So then I start doodling. So obviously that's my brain taking over and going, keep doodling because you need to listen to this very important stuff, but it's giving me a way to do it. I think that's what that means.
I must be right brain as well because when my wife just keeps talking to me, I just tend to switch off as well. Just a good question that has come in from our Georgina who wants to know, once you've activated these, is there a shelf life, or I suppose you just reactivate them again?
As long as you shake them to wake them, no, you're fine.
Okay. And are you storing these the same way that you would store your other Spectrum Noir pens as well, like on the side?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. These are flying. We're heading towards 30% of the stock gone. We are already an hour into the show. Where's that gone? Check out your baskets right now. We'll come back and recap on these. We'll also come back and recap on your artist collection, the other star of the show. 2 brand new launches on today's launch day. Get your baskets checked out and we will be back in just a couple of moments' time.
Hi, I'm Sarah from Crafters TV, and I'm here to show you how you can get the best deals and shop while you watch during our shows. The best way to watch us is always on Crafters TV. So head over to our homepage and go to Crafters TV Home, where you can see all of our shows, plus exclusive offers, and even shop while you watch. Now, if you want to get involved and comment along, you can head on over to our community pages. Come say hello, ask us some questions and chat along live with us. Or you can watch us on YouTube. Simply head to our Crafters Companion YouTube channel. Got a smart TV? You can even airplay our shows direct onto your big screen or stream us live through YouTube. We're constantly adding new and exciting shows to our schedule, so don't forget to check in. It's never been easier to have us in your living room. It's always fun here at Crafters TV, so come join us as we create every day. Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Lots of you checking out your baskets. The outline markers are absolutely flying. The artist collection is proving really, really popular as well. Leanne is still doodling over the other side. I mean, Leanne is having the best time today, actually. Doodling with the outline markers, watercolouring with the aqua pens from the collection as well. Can I just see your doodle over there? Because I like the look of that.
Thank you. So I have literally just... You've watched me do it. I've just used several of the different colours, doodled it up, done a little heart in the centre, and then if this was a card for somebody I like a lot, then I could just open it up and in the same pen do a little pump. So there, can you see how it's dried out and I haven't got a lot of silver?
Yeah.
That means I needed to give that a little pump. So I've gone back over it there. There we go. Lots of love, Leanne.
Oh, it comes a little, yay! I love your little squiggle.
And hit with 2, Ben.
Ah!
There we are. And I love that you can have that lovely writing inside. You can be really cosy, you've got the outline, but you can doodle yourself a really lovely front on the card. And that is a one-off. And even if I tried to do that again, it wouldn't look the same. And so you've got that really creative experience as well. I've just been able to use them in lots of different ways. And
just to reiterate again, I know you just answered this, but so Anna was saying, so it'd be okay to use these a couple of times, and if you didn't use them again for a couple of months to come back to them, absolutely you can do that. Bonnie's just asking, could they be blended with paint pens?
Blended with paint pens. They're not going to blend because of that separation where you've got the two colours and the fact you've got the oil and water where the colours want to split, which is how you get the outline. You're not going to be able to achieve blending with them, no.
Okay.
But you could layer over the top. So let's say you've done something with the acrylic markers and you let that dry, you could write this over the top, but you might not get such a good result with the outline. It really needs to be on a white cardstock because the coloured ink's transparent and the silver's opaque, which is how you get that separation.
Good stuff. Keep the questions coming. We will sort of drop them in as we head through the show. Katie just saying, weird question of the day. Are there camera operators on the studio floor or are they robotic? They are all robotic. Oh yeah, we're next level here. We are next level here. Basically, George, I mean, he has a lot of work to do because George presses all the buttons to go from camera to camera to camera, and then he's got a joystick. You know, I call him George of the joystick. George of the joystick. Watch out for that close-up. He's got a close-up for each camera where he zooms in. See, look now, if he wanted, he could zoom in on me because he's got a little joystick. Look, there he goes. He's on his joystick. You remember like the joysticks you used to get with the 80s computer games? Yeah, like that. And then when he gets bored, he gets too close on my face. He's like, ah! He can just zoom back out again. You see, like that.
Like Astro Wars.
Astro Wars, but also I remember Track and Field. Do you remember that game? And you used to do that. You used to do that with the joystick, and then I used to go through joysticks like they were going out of style because it was the running race, and you used to have to do that with a joystick, and then they'd break. But anyway, there you go, Katie. That was a bit of a long-winded answer to a simple question. But let's go back to this artist collection because I absolutely love this, and it is one that I am considering. And actually, lots of the guys here at Crafters TV have been saying they're considering buying as well. Producer Erin purchasing this potentially. Georgina as well thinking about buying this. And I, once we're up here a week on Friday, scary, want to spend more time doing some crafting. As you guys will know, I'm sort of gradually building up my little crafty armoury with bits and pieces, and this is fueled, I think, by my love of the company, but also fueled by my daughter who has gotten the crafting bug. So I want to be able to, do things with her. I want to be able to make cards with her. I want to be able to do some colouring with her as well. And I just think that this collection would be a great collection to just get the kids involved, to get the grandkids involved as well.
Yeah, absolutely, Ben. I agree with you 100% on that because you've got that lovely artwork in there too, where they can literally colour something for grandma and grandma can put it in a frame and put it on the wall.
Yeah.
And I know as a grandma, it doesn't matter what it looks like once it's coloured, I'm putting that on the wall, front and centre in the living room, everyone can see it. So I just think it's lovely for everybody. It's an improver, it's a beginner, it's a gift. There is nobody excluded in the family at any skill level that couldn't use and get really good results from, and really, most importantly, enjoy the experience of using this kit.
And I think the point is, if you're looking at this and you're going, oh, artist's collection, I think that's the point that you're going to reach. Don't be put off by that and go, well, I'm not an artist, I can't use this. No, the whole point is going to take you on a journey from wherever you are right now. So if you're, a complete beginner, maybe you're getting back into colouring or wanting to get back into colouring after not having done it for a while, or if you've never done it before, this collection is going to allow you to go on that journey, whether you take it by yourself, whether you take it with friends and family, whether you get the kids and the grandkids involved, because you have got a collection of your illustrators in there, your alcohol-based blendable colours, you've got in there your aqua markers as well, dual tipped as we've seen, so you've got all the ability to do all of the different watercolour techniques with those as well. You've got your fine liners included in there too, for doing your outlines, for doing your lettering, for doing your doodling too. You've got your marker colouring pages in there to use with your alcohol inks. You've got the watercolour colouring pages in there too, and you've got your hints and tips and tutorials in there as well. So you've got that whole sort of journey in there, and if that wasn't enough, you've got this show to go with it as well. Obviously, if you go back onto a lot of our Colour Me Happy shows, if you go on YouTube, subscribe to the channel there, you'll find loads of hints and tips on all of the different sort of Spectrum Noir ranges that we have. You've got a weekly download there as well, but you're never going to be stuck is what I'm saying. You've got the instruction within the collection. You've got this 2-hour show to bookmark on YouTube and watch back when you just want to rewatch it, but then there's loads of hints and tips and help out there as well. I truly believe that if you want to get started, this is brilliant, and if you're looking for a gift idea for somebody in your life as well, they are going to absolutely love this collection. It should be £80, almost $110. It's coming down to $69.99 or $99.95, and Platinum members pay $55.99 or $79.96. And just to have a little look at this as well, as far as how beautiful it looks, we touched on this a little bit earlier on. It's a great piece. Imagine getting this as a gift for somebody. It's phenomenal, isn't it?
It really is. It's beautiful. It feels like a real treat in a box. I think if this was gift wrapped and you would open this up, you would just be, wow, it's for me. It just feels like a real treat. It does. It weighs nice. The quality of the packaging you won't appreciate until you get it into your hands. When you feel it, you'll understand what we're talking about. The fact that we've got this beautiful magnetic closure, which, can you hear that?
I'll do it again. It's so satisfying.
Honestly, I just do that with this box constantly, and I annoy everybody around me because it just feels very satisfying. It's beautiful, and it tells you what you've got. It tells you you've got your art liner, your aqua, and your illustrator. For 28 full-size markers, dual tip in here, and you've got your art liner and everything else you need. And when you open it up, you've got that reveal of your aqua markers, and of course your aqua markers will all say aqua marker. I've been messing about with mine, so I've turned them round. And then you've got your illustrator, which I have loosened. Yours will be flat, tight in the box. I've loosened just so when I come to do my next demonstration, I can get them easily. And actually, that's a little tip for you. What I do is I just loosen them out and push them to the side and leave them in their places. And then when I'm finished, I can just do that and that, and they're back in, so you don't have to worry about it. So that's just another little top tip in terms of how I use it. You've got your art liners all encased in this beautiful soft touch velour black moulded space to keep them all organised and lovely so they don't roll around and fall around. When you lift that tray up, inside you will have your instructions. So you've got hints and tips for your aqua markers, you've got hints and tips for your illustrator markers to get you on your journey. And then you've also got all of these beautiful printed pieces to start working with. So on alcohol, you've got this design. That's the watercolour one that we've just started on. We've got another watercolour one of a lovely landscape. Reminds me of the Lake District in the UK. We've got another alcohol paper one here. Another alcohol, with lovely bees and flowers. Beautiful butterflies and flowers. And another floral where we've actually started having a little play with our alcohol markers there and colouring it in. So you've got those all on a larger scale, which is great because that is when you're going on an improvement journey from alcohol colouring to watercolouring, not to watercolouring, from craft colouring, small pieces, into a much larger artistic statement piece. And what I will do before the end of the 2 hours is show you what I like to do with the art lines in terms of when I've painted it, start to draw over it so I can get a feel for how I should be moving my pen, and then copying and tracing it onto other pieces of cardstock so that I can recreate it and feel more like an artist. It really is a brilliant educational piece and everything you need at your fingertips.
And so say all of you, loads of you loving this collection. Katie just saying, your Daisy would love these, I bet. Absolutely she would. And as I say, seriously considering grabbing these myself as well. Katie just saying, thank you for the explanation about the cameras, Ben. I applaud your skills, George. There you go, George. And Suzanne just saying, any creator, a crafter, a maker is an artist. We are all artists. You certainly are. And Debbie just saying, this collection would be great to take along when you travel so you don't have to go through craft withdrawals, lol. Valerie just saying, I had thought this collection would be good for my granddaughter, Leela. Quite an artiste for 14. I think whether you're 14 or 74, I think this is a collection for you. Here's a good little question as well. I suppose within this particular box you'll know because it says on the back, but Chivix is just saying, how do you tell which page is for watercolouring and which is for alcohol markers?
That's an excellent question, and let's talk about that. So your watercolour pages, you will feel, have a rough texture to them, and they're also printed in this grey. Your alcohol marker pages are much smoother, so it's a very smooth texture, and the lines are more black. So you've got a deeper, darker line on the alcohol ones, but more importantly, it just feels very, very smooth. There's no texture to it. When you pick up the watercolour one, a lot of texture to it. You can feel it's rough to take the water, and it's thicker. It feels a lot thicker than this one because it needs to be to take all of the water in the ink.
Got ya.
Now before, when I was showing you the difference between a piece of watercolour card and a piece of marker card, had picked up the wrong card. So I just wanted to flag that for you all, so you can, and I want to show you, now that I've actually got the marker card in my hand, the difference. Because I think it's really important. So here's watercolour card, here's marker card. I've picked up a piece of stamping card before, and watercolour will move a little bit on stamping card but would stain. However, on alcohol marker card it will not move at all. So I'm going to show you the difference. So I've got my wet brush here on watercolour card, fully moves.
Yes.
No line, beautiful, just mixed colour, gorgeous and smooth. Yep. Again, and I'm wetting my brush so I can go in really quickly, so I'm not leaving it to dry. This is alcohol marker card, same ink.
Right, now I understand, yeah.
And I'm flooding it with water, Ben. Look, all of the water on there, doesn't move. Back again on the watercolour card.
So the initial marker disappears with the water and it doesn't on the, yeah, I see.
Because the card is so smooth, because of the different way that alcohol pens work, it grabs and dries the ink immediately and will not budge. So that's the difference between having the right cardstock for your colouring, and why we've given you those images printed on 2 different types of cardstock in your kit, depending on the practice piece you want to use. I wanted to show you that again because I think it might have confused things a little bit before. And whenever I think I've confused something, I like to come back and make it abundantly clear.
Good-o.
Okay, so I'm going to, now this is my alcohol sheet from the kit, and I'm going to take 3 of my illustrators. And I'm just going to take 3 pink colours. We're going to mix some different colours too, but I'm starting with the pinks. So I've got my 3 illustrator pink colours that I've got in here, which are, need my glasses, bear with guys. These are fuchsia, pink violet and frost pink. Okay, so we can take your 3 colours and we can start to colour our petals. Now your illustrator markers are dual tipped, as are the aqua markers. So you've got your brush on one side, and this is a Japanese brush nib, not fibre. A fibre brush nib on an alcohol marker signifies not as great quality, and so very expensive. In fact, that brush tip costs more than the entire rest of the pen.
Shush.
No, true story. That one brush, in terms of making this pen, is more expensive than all of the ink, the inside, the whole of the casing, the 2 caps and the other nib, because of the quality of the nib that you need in these markers.
So the Japanese brush nib is seen as the, like,
it's the pièce de résistance. It's whatever that is.
Yeah,
It's that. Yes, because I couldn't do it in Japanese. It wouldn't sound the same. It is absolutely top notch.
Yep.
And then the ink we've got in there is proprietary formulation to our Spectrum Noir markers, so you won't get that ink formulation anywhere else, and you get superior blending, superior representation of colour, all of the fantastic things you would expect from Spectrum Noir. And these are full-size markers in here with the same quantity of ink inside that you get when you buy them in a pack on their own. So nothing has been taken away from these to put them in this kit for you. Then with your marker, what you do is you start to lay down your colour. Now I always start with the lightest colour first, and you will have heard me say so many times, preserve your highlight. The other thing for myself is I need to flick away from myself to get a good result, and I want it lighter on the end, so I will rotate my artwork and work upside down. You'll find a way that works best for you, but if you need to flick away from yourself as I do, like this, so I preserve my highlight on the edge of my petal, just turn your work around. Don't try and flick towards yourself and force that. Just keep turning the piece around that you're working on and don't worry about it. So I have flicked on some colour there, and that's my lightest colour. It's already starting to look really beautiful. I'm then going to take a darker colour and flick that over the top. My highlight is preserved at the end. That means leave some white space.
Yep.
Go in with your darker colour, flick that out, so you're laying it over the top, and you can go a little bit further because wet ink blends better than dry card. I then go back with my lighter colour and I blend that out to the tip of that petal, preserving my highlight.
Michelle was preserving her highlight earlier on as well.
Was she?
Yes.
Good girl.
She was quoting you.
And then I come into that area and I get that lovely dimensional shaded petal. If I want to add a little bit more of the deep colour to get more of an impact, I can just go back. I can keep layering these inks up. I can bring a little more of the dark in because I would like that. And then I can take my light colour and I can blend that out with that brush nib into that petal to get that lovely dimension happening in the petal as I go along and colour. And so again, you would just move around the flower, do one petal at a time. Don't try to do the whole flower because alcohol marker does dry quickly.
Yeah.
So one petal at a time, not a whole flower at a time. So you take a small area, concentrate on it, and then move on to the next small area all the way. And you'll see this is not difficult, Ben. This is just flicking on some colour.
Yeah.
The quality of the marker will do a lot of this work for you. The only rule I want you to try and stick to at the beginning is to preserve your highlight at the end and just colour that in last.
Right.
So that's the last thing you do, which means it'll be the lightest. So get everything else as you would like it, and when you're happy with it, when you've blended it, then go back and fill in the last piece.
Which will you go to first in this collection, though, if you are brand new to the illustrators and the aqua pens? Like as a complete newbie, which
image?
Which of the pens will you go to first, do you think?
I see what you mean. Aqua or illustrator. Yeah. I see what you mean. I thought you meant colour. I was going to say any colour. Yes, so I understand. Aqua. I think watercolour is definitely the place to start first because it is definitely the easiest method. You scribble a bit down, you see me do it, you drag it out with water, it's done.
Yeah.
With your alcohol markers, you're going to take a little bit more practice because you have to layer several colours to get the result you like. But equally, if you're already experienced with a bit of watercolour and you want to try with the illustrator, it doesn't matter. But if you've never coloured before and you're picking up the box, I would always say, start with your watercolour first. You then get an idea of where you need it darker, where you need it lighter, where the light and shade is, and you can apply that theory then to your alcohol colouring when you start to come and layer up the colours.
Fab stuff.
And so again, I'm starting with the lightest and I'm rotating it round, and I'm always doing it in the same way. So my petal is darker at the centre and lighter on the outside, and just very, very easy to do. The quality of the marker does all of the blending for you. I'm going to stop doing this flower and do something else for you in a second because I want you to show you how you can blend more than one colour, how you can layer colours to ombre between several colours as well, Ben, because I think that would be really nice
Just in case you were wondering why George cut to me at a bit of an inopportune moment there, I was sticking my thumb up. Thank goodness I was sticking my thumb up because John just came in on the tea round, so that was the reason why you saw me going like that. Oh dear.
Very good. Well, I think I'm getting a tea too, so...
Oh, he is very... You don't get this on the other shift, you know. Oh, no.
He does look after you.
He certainly does.
He does.
He'll be round with his trolley in a minute, serving his crisps and snacks.
Scones.
Oh, scones as well, yeah.
Scones with jam.
Oh, scones with jam.
Nice.
A little late, says Dawn, but just showed up in time to know that I want these. We'll get them whilst you can. Sandra's saying, I love how much learning happens with CC. They never leave us hanging. And Shelley says, Leanne, you are a wonderful teacher. I'm learning so much from you today, so thank you. And just a quick question about preserving the... What did I say like that? Preserving the highlight. Crafty Angie says, Leanne, I like the way it looked with the white edges. When you say preserve your light or highlight, is it unrealistic to leave the edges white?
No, please do it. Yeah, absolutely. Now, what I would say is, if I could grab a Blender Illustrator pen, and I will when you're not looking at me, when I'm not showing you, I'll go and grab one. Buy yourself on the website, in addition, a blender, a white blender, Illustrator marker, and then just to soften between, let's say I was going to leave this white, because I know what you're saying, so I'm going to flick this in.
Yeah. And
we quite like the look of it, where we've got that little bit of white, and this could be a flower that is white on the end actually, and we like the look of that. What you would then do with your blender pen, which is clear, is do exactly the same again from this pink to the edge, and what that'll do is just soften the edges of these lines and make the gradient between the pink and the white preserved highlight softer. So go in with your blender to do that, and then it'll be perfect. You can absolutely do it, no problem at all.
Marvellous. And another question from Rhonda. These are great, so many great questions, and that is exactly what we're here for. Can you use the colour blend pencils on watercolour to enhance it, or is that just reserved for the alcohol?
You can use them, absolutely, but they won't move with water. What I would say is, if you want to enhance aqua marker colouring with a pencil, use your aqua blend. And if you want to enhance alcohol marker colouring with a pencil, that's when you use your colour blend.
Right. And this comment from Kathy Lear. Hi, lovely Kathy. Do you know what? As much as we're obviously here to bring you these great deals, we are obviously here for the education as well. And that's why I'm so proud to be part of this channel, because again, I just don't think there's anywhere quite like this place that gives you that interaction, that allows you to get that question on air and get that question answered. I just think we're brilliant for that, and I'm super, super proud that we're able to do that. And Kathy has just said, today's show is a great learning experience. So many of my questions have been answered. So thank you, Leanne and Ben. And that is it, isn't it? That is what we're here for. We're here to help you get the very best out of your products, because there's no good us saying buy this and then you get it home and you haven't got a clue what you're doing. That's what we're here to do, and that's why we want to answer those questions, and that's why we want you to ask the questions, so you get the very best out of your products. And we're a bit good at being interactive, aren't we, Leanne?
I think we're the best.
I do.
I don't hesitate in saying that. I think in terms of being interactive, we are the best. And what the reason that is, I think, Ben, is we really care about our customers and
Absolutely
our viewers.
Right.
And we want them to get the best out of our products, and we don't want to just rush and sell you something. We want you to get something, get it home, love it, enjoy it, be confident using it, and we want to help you with that experience and journey. And I think we're unique for that here at Crafters TV.
Absolutely.
Now, you see here on this petal, I have managed to get now pink, peach and yellow using 2 markers, and it's got a lovely smooth transition and blend on that flower. I'm going to show you again how I did that. So I laid down the pink, brushing away from myself. I've now turned the whole thing round to brush away from myself again with the yellow from the preserved highlight at the end into and over the top of the pink. So I come at it from 2 different directions, and that allows you to stop before you use all of the pink up, if that makes sense. So you can decide how far you want to come in, where it will be peach. Perfect. And then you turn it round again, and with your pink you come back with the brush marker and you go over that again, stop, fill in any little gaps that you feel you've got just to smooth out that blend. Don't go all the way to the end, but you see I've already got that peach building up lovely.
Yeah.
And then when I come back finally this time, I can smooth out that blend round the edge with my yellow marker. So I'm only going to the edge of where the pink overlapped with the flicks. And when I do that, I get that lovely smooth transition from pink through peach into yellow on the petal of that flower. And you can see it starts to feel really tropical and lovely. And you can do that with any of the colours in this box. You can just ombre them together. I mean, for example, if I do it with the blue, I'll get a lovely violet in between. So if we look at that, so I've got the pink again. And we could do that on the butterfly actually.
It's one of those brilliant things watching somebody else colour. It's very relaxing, isn't it? And I can understand why Sarah chats about it a lot. The amount of people who've taken up colouring over the course of the last year. Great for mindfulness, you know, great for relaxation as well. And, you know, when you've got a collection like this, easy to get into, whether it is that you want to start working with your illustrators, maybe you see yourself more as a watercolourist and you want to start working with those aqua pens, you have got the ability to have a go with both with this collection. And there's so much in there, as we said, that if you decide that you want to buy this for yourself and your partner, or yourself and the kids or the grandkids, there's plenty that you can all get going with. And somebody asked a few moments ago actually about sort of ages that this could be used. Who was it who said it was? Eleanor is saying, would this be good for a 14-year-old? Because my granddaughter can draw pictures from just taking a look at it once. She's really good, like a photographic memory.
Oh, so this is going to be exceptional for her.
Yeah.
And can I just show you why? So look, I just want to show you that first. So I've done exactly the same technique that I did with the yellow and the pink, but I've done it with the blue. I've gone from pink through violet through blue. So you can use that technique with any of those colours in there. Brilliant for your foliage actually, for your leaves with a green and a yellow, because you get a really lovely realistic feel. And I'll do one of those for you while we're chatting. But let me just show you with your art liners. And I'm going to bring my piece of marker card in from before that I was watercolouring on. And let's just say I'm going, oh, and do you know what, I'm chronic at drawing. What can I draw?
A dog.
I'm going to, no chance.
Cat. House.
Yeah. How about an apple?
Oh, nappy.
Apple.
Oh, an apple.
A nappy.
Yeah, definitely draw an apple, don't draw a nappy.
I'll draw, I mean, it'll be a shocking apple. But
okay.
Let's say,
yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
That's good. That's good apple. It's better than oh, okay. I see. Yep.
I'm letting on how shocking I am.
That's not shocking. Have you ever seen me when we have to do the doodle game on Play Your Crafts, right?
No, I haven't.
Oh, right. Then you'll know what shocking drawing. Oh, it's
okay.
pretty bad. Pretty bad.
All right. So I'm going to do a green apple, and so now I've drawn that with the art liner. I'm going to go in with and do my leaf. You know, I was saying about doing the yellow and the green on the leaf.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with my yellow up here. And what you'll see is as I colour my alcohol marker over this, my lines don't move. So the art liners in here are the right ink to allow you to do original pieces of artwork. But when you colour them with your alcohol markers,
yes,
it will not move.
So perfect for Eleanor's granddaughter who likes to draw.
Perfect for Eleanor's granddaughter. Yeah. And you see you can overlay your colours exactly as I did before, and add in a little bit of different colour if you want to, but I can go over with as many of these colours as I like, and my black line that I drew with my art liner is not going to budge.
Fantastic.
Shocking
I love that.
Apple. Shocking.
I thought it was a tomato.
It could be anything. Really.
I thought it was a good apple.
It's a circle with a stalk.
Yeah. So, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Loving the colours. Samantha Change is saying, love the yellow and pink together. Heidi Hess on Facebook, I love to watch the inks dry because that's when the blending magic happens. And Lynn Harvey just saying, beautiful colouring, Leanne. I go into a colouring coma just watching it. It is one of those shows. It's like whenever I get to present the Colour Me Happy, you kind of just end up almost feeling so relaxed that you forget that you're supposed to be talking and doing the job. Get this collection. There has been quite a surge for this over the last half an hour or so. I think it was one of those collections actually that you needed just to see in action. You needed to see the demonstration. You needed to see how the different pens within the collection work. But remember, you've got a little bit of a go with your aqua pens in there. 14 of those. You've got 14 of those Illustrator dual tip markers in there as well. And then those art liners too, the fine liners that you've just seen Leanne using. Marker colouring pages in there, you've got 3 of those. You've got your watercolouring pages as well, 3 of those, so you've got 5 marker colouring pages. So plenty to be getting your teeth into as far as your projects are concerned, and then all the hints and tips that you would need as well. beautifully presented, brand new today. If this is not for you, there is someone in your life I know who is going to absolutely appreciate this as a gift. Maybe there is somebody looking to start a new hobby. Maybe there's somebody that you know who just needs a bit of a cheer up, wants to do something a little bit more mindful. Then colouring is a great place to start, and this collection they are going to absolutely love. That's flying out of the door. The outline markers also proving really, really popular too. Other things that you might just want to pop into your basket, which we've got on the show for you today, just to potentially help you towards that free shipping, just to make sure that you've got everything that you need as far as your colouring is concerned. We've got your Finesse alcohol-proof ink pads, a 4-piece collection here. So you've got your Noir black, you've got your rustic brown, your pebble, and your flagstone as well. So those in that bundle saving 15% at £13.57 or $18.90 if you are a platinum member. And we've kind of got like the sort of the full collection really as far as stamping is concerned, because whether you want to use stamping platforms or your rocker blocks, we have got both on the show for you as well. Rocker blocks first, details coming up on your screen, but you're going to get the 2 sets. So you've got your set of 2 blocks, your 7x5 and your 7x2.5, and these are fantastic. Again, so many different aids I think within the goodies that we bring to you at Crafters Companion that help you maybe get back into stamping if it's something that you've fallen out of love with. Maybe you find it difficult to get that crisp, clean image. Maybe for whatever reason, maybe it's dexterity problems that you've given up on stamping. And the rocker blocks are absolutely brilliant, giving you a clear impression each and every time. You're going to get the 2 bigger ones, and then you've also got the set with 4 more. So for all of the different stamps that you've got in your collection, these are brilliant. Price today is phenomenal. Platinum members are at £7.99 or $11.19. That is a half price deal and then some. And let's chat about the rocker blocks as well, Leanne, because we've obviously got the rocker blocks on the show. We've got the stamping platforms on the show as well. So again, if people are looking at stamping and they're thinking, well, should I go for the rocker blocks? Should I go for the stamping platforms? They've both got their own little jobs, really, haven't they? They
have both got their own jobs, Ben, and they're equally important for me in my stamping stash. I need them both. One doesn't replace the other, I think is the point we're making there. So for rocker blocks, that for me is really reliable, always foolproof, crisp stamped images, and that's when I just need to stamp an image on a piece of cardstock and then I'm going to trim it down to fit whatever I'm working on and I'll frame it later.
Yeah.
So the position of the piece that I'm stamping is not important, but the precision of the piece that I'm stamping is important. And just as an anecdote for you, I have been, as you know, demonstrating on Craft TV for years, and I would never stamp live on a show before I had a rocker block, because there were too many things that could go wrong. So there is absolutely foolproof precision every time. It will never be wrong again. And if you've struggled with stamping where you've got over-inking, pieces of stamped image missing, you will never get this with rocker blocks. They're fantastic. Your stamping platforms are where positioning is more important. So you've got a square piece of cardstock and you need something in the perfect corner, or you've got a square piece of cardstock and you need something dead center and it needs to be perfectly center. Then your stamping platforms with that grid allow you to eyeball that and get it in the perfect and right position so you don't waste your cardstock. So both very different, but both equally important in your stash. Precision with a rocker block, position with a platform.
There we go, all beautifully explained, and that is certainly why you need both within your collection. I know lots of you will have already, but if you haven't, we've got the stamping plate collection on the show for you as well. And once again, look at that deal, £16 or $21.60, giving you your 2 stamping platforms there and your stamping mat as well. So lots to be filling up your baskets with, lots to be loving on this show too, and lots to be loving if you have just joined us, because it is launch day. Brand new products. We've got 2 brand new products on the show for you, which you guys are absolutely loving. I just want to come back very quickly to these outline markers. Oh, you are joking me. Right, the outline markers, we knew how many of you would love these, so obviously stock levels were high. I'm staggered that 40% of a massive stock has already gone. What's happening here is you guys are jumping in, buying the artist collection, you're seeing all of the other goodies that we've got on the show, but then you've seen the demonstration with these markers that Leann was showing us just a little while ago, and you're going, do you know what, for an extra £9.59 or $11.96 as a platinum member, you absolutely have to have these. And Georgina's been telling me as well that a few of you are multi-buying. Some of you bought 3 lots of these. And I know the reason why, because you want them for yourselves, and then you're thinking to yourself, great gift idea. Because again, you know, you're not just going to be buying these for adults in your life. The kids will absolutely love these as well. Get them whilst they're here, because I've got a feeling these are going to be one of the products that will sell out very quickly, and then you'll be gutted when you didn't get them because, like, oh, they're sold out and we can't get them back in again. Get them now whilst they're here, but they are absolutely flying out of the door. Eleanor just saying, thank you both, Ben and Leann, for showing me how these will work for my granddaughter. So this is Eleanor, whose granddaughter who loves to draw. She says, I think this is going to be a great Christmas gift for her and she'll love it for sure. I'll be helping her with it also. Well, that's great to know. Again, isn't it brilliant that we were able to demonstrate them for you, and now you're going to be picking that up for your granddaughter as well, which is just brilliant. We've got more questions coming in, but I tell you what we will do. Shall we get started with another demo, and then we'll fire the questions at Leann as we go along with that. So we're going to concentrate back on again the 39-piece artist collection, $55.99 today or $79.96. What are you going to be showing us next, Leann?
So I thought, I've just been doing this stalk on the flower there, and I wanted to show you how you can mix several colours together to get that very natural stalky feel, if that's a word.
Yes.
Because I'm using 3 entirely different colours. I'm using a brown, a green and a cream to achieve that, and I wanted to show you how with your alcohol markers you can absolutely do that. So and I'll do this little stalk here so I can show you how I did it. So the first thing I did was just take the darkest colour, and the darkest colour will just get run a little bit up one side of that stalk, so I'm following it there, and the fine tip on the brush tip allows you to get in tiny amounts of colour. So I've just gone up there with the brown, and then I'm going up with the green, and when I do this, you'd be forgiven for thinking that has gone wrong. But when I add the cream in a second, that's where the magic will happen. Okay. So I've got quite a dark brown there and quite a vivid green, but when I go in now with my cream colour, this will act like almost a tinted blender. It will blend the brown and the green together, but because it's cream, it will knock that colour back. And what it will do is get them to blend together and make it a much more muted, subtle tone, where it feels like the stalk is pretty organic, with bits of the brown and the cream mixing together and the green there. And you get that much more rustic feel to your artwork by using 3 entirely different colours. So very easy to do, and I would recommend you try that. So I'm also going to show you how, by using the green and the cream together, I can get a more realistic leaf, because it takes the vibrancy out of the green there. And then with the little buds, I would just go in with my darker colour and then with my lighter, and I'm picking up the little bud on the end there.
Lots more questions coming in, so let me do these. Thank you to Rachel, by the way, our social superstar, who is keeping me fully up to date here, because there's so many questions coming in, so she's put them in a nice little chunk for me. Eleanor says, I was wondering how you can use these illustrators with the classiques, because I'm thinking about buying the classiques for myself.
Right, you absolutely can. So your classiques have a bullet nib and a chisel.
Chisel, yeah.
And your illustrators here have the brush and the super fine nib. They have the exact same ink inside, so you can do your larger areas with your chisel, like your background here, and you can do some of the smaller colouring with your classique, and then just for the flicky bits, use your illustrator. So they will absolutely work together, no problem at all. You'll have a wonderful time and get some lovely results with them. I would highly recommend that.
Cindy says, are the inks from all the various alcohol markers the same? Are just the nibs varied?
The inks from the alcohol markers are all exactly the same. There's no difference. You will get the same quality ink, the same colour in every single one of our markers. What differs is the same formula of ink. The difference is the delivery, and the delivery is what makes the difference. So is it a fine bullet, or is it the really top premium quality Japanese brush? And the Japanese brush allows you to cover a wider area with a softer and smoother flick to give you that natural organic look. Your bullet nibs allow you to colour in precise areas really densely and really vibrantly. So it's just a difference in look and feel, but the ink is exactly the same. It's just the delivery and how you prefer it.
Yeah, I'm loving all these questions. Do you want more?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Ah, great.
I love questions. I love when you ask me questions, because I don't often get a chance to answer them for you. So I'm good. I could just spend 2 hours sitting here answering questions. Get me in an armchair with a cup of tea, spend 2 hours answering questions. I'd love it.
Well, I'll keep asking questions whilst we watch you colour. So
Yeah.
Samantha says, please pass this question on to Leann. Is there, now this is more of a request I suppose, is there or can she create a matrix that can be downloaded or printed detailing what cardstock, markers, pencils work best together?
Do you know what? We've been asked for that so many times, and I feel we're being neglectful not doing it for you. So I'm going to say, leave that with me and I will make that happen.
Brilliant stuff. Hey, getting your questions answered, you're putting your requests in as well. This is brilliant. Kathy Leah on Facebook. Are there different art liners to work with all the different types of markers?
You only need, so the art liners that we have work with our alcohol markers. And then, no, we don't have one for watercolour marker, is the quick and easy answer to that. But any permanent pen will work with aqua. So here's the reason. If there's a real reason for us bringing a pen into the range and it makes a difference to you, then we will do it, which is why we've done art liner. Because finding a pen on the high street where the ink would not move if you put your alcohol ink on it is difficult, and so we've formulated that for you and brought it in so that you can do that with your alcohol markers. Any permanent pen you can use with your aqua marker, so we wouldn't necessarily do that because they're just readily available everywhere.
Fantastic. And there's a question here, Crafty Andy saying, what does he say? Thank you, Leann. I need to order the white blend, tri-blend or Illustrator, ?
So if it doesn't matter. It's entirely up to you, but I would say if you're using Illustrator markers, have an Illustrator blender pen, and then your Illustrator blender pen would work with your tri-blends for you, and it would also work with your classiques. So if I was going to recommend, if you want one blender pen, and I was going to recommend one blender pen to you, I would always recommend the Illustrator blender pen. Right. Because that brush tip will work with any of the other markers to give you the effect you want. But to get the soft flicking, you wouldn't be able to get that with a classic blender pen, for example, because it's got a chisel and a bullet nib. Okay. So I would always recommend the Illustrator to you.
And that was round 3 of questions, and you correctly answered all 10 with no passes.
Oh, thank you.
Yay.
Yay, what do I win?
What do you win? You win another 18 minutes with me on the show.
Oh, yay! Thanks, Ben.
Yay! Hannah just saying, I love the artwork here. I can't wait to get my hands on this. Let me know if you've just joined. Have you placed your order? It sounds like you have, because producer Georgina is telling me that lots of you have been jumping in and grabbing the artist collection. Let me know if you have purchased in the last sort of half an hour or so. Build up the baskets as well. Work your way towards that free shipping. If you've gone for the artist collection today, you absolutely need to go for those outline markers as well. They're flying out the door. Thank you for all the lovely comments that I think safe to say, whether you've purchased or not today, you've enjoyed. I've never seen so many lovely messages coming in, and it's all about the learning today. Lots of you saying you've learned so much, you kind of feel like you've picked up a lot of hints and tips. Carol just saying, OMG, I'm learning so much. Thank you to Leann. I have so enjoyed yesterday and today. Well, thank you. Do you know, I absolutely cherish my time here on Crafters TV. I have a blast when I come. I really love it, and you're always so welcoming and kind. So thank you very much, and I hope I see a bit more of you in the coming weeks. Do we know when you're going to be back in again, or is it just... I'm in September for sure. I think this is my last appearance in August, but then I know that I've got a couple of Septembers coming up. Okay. And Sharon on Facebook just saying, I love my Illustrator blender pen. I use it a lot. I think the whole thing about this particular show that I've loved is that everything is very achievable with this collection, and that's what it is all about. It will make you that artist. You've got such a great selection of pens within this collection. Whether you are completely brand new to this or not, it will make you this good.
Yeah, absolutely, Ben. And I mean, you can see it just all starts coming to life. And as you colour in this whole piece, and actually if I bring one in, if we just have a look at some of the coloured ones again, so you can see the full effect. Look, this is the sort of thing that you're going to do it up in front of you. Should I do it like that? Oh, here we are. There we are. This is the sort of thing that you're going to be able to achieve and colour. And look how beautiful they are. And each one of these done in exactly the same style. I mean, that is particularly exceptionally beautiful. In exactly the same style, with only the colours that you get in this kit. So every single one of these looks and feels that have been coloured in for you, you can achieve with the markers that we've given you in this kit. And I think you'll agree, every single one of them deserving of being framed. So they're the alcohol marker ones, and then we've also got the fantastic watercolour scenes as well. Don't forget you've got those. And so beautiful, beautiful results. And we've got the house that I started because I pinched it. There it is. And we've got the house as well. And really, I can't wait to finish that. And I do think I would frame that actually, Ben.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. We've literally got just under 15 minutes remaining. Now is the time to be checking out those baskets if you haven't yet. Crafty Angie's just saying, perfect. Thank you for the answer about the blender pens, Leanne. I've placed the order for the Illustrator blenders. And Kathy saying, blending the totally different colours in the same flower petals is a game changer. Gorgeous. This is what you'll be doing though. You know, if you get this collection, it's going to allow you to take that next step, or maybe even the first step on your journey. It is the 39-piece artist collection, but as I've said, don't be put off by that. You will become the artist when you get this collection. It's perfect for you if you are an aspiring artist, if you are somebody who wants to get better at your colouring, if you want to try out your blending, if you want to try out your watercolour techniques. This is the collection to go for. 14 of your illustrators, 14 of your aqua markers as well, both dual tip, don't forget. Then you've got your fine liner pens in there as well with those precision tips. Great to see those in action too, wasn't it? A little bit earlier on when Leanne was just drawing that apple there and then using the colours over the top. You've got marker colouring pages in here as well, as you've just seen. So 5 pages to be working with as far as your markers are concerned. 3 pages to do your watercolouring with as well. And as I said, do you know what? When you get these back, have a little play with them, get used to them. Like you saw at the start of the show with Leanne, you know, make your own little swatches, get comfortable with these before you get going with all of the different pages that we've given you within the collection. You know, it's not a race. It's supposed to be relaxing. It's supposed to be a journey. It's supposed to be fun. So take your time with these, and I'm sure that you're going to absolutely love them. If you're worried at all about how it all works, as we said, you've got your sheet in there with hints and tips to give you all the information that you need to get the very, very best out of this collection. However, you've also got this show to watch back at your leisure as well. Subscribe to us on YouTube right now if you haven't done it already. I know the majority of you have. Head to YouTube, subscribe to Crafters TV, and then you can bookmark your favourite shows. You can create your own playlists, and so if you bought this product, you can bookmark this show, come back to it when you want. You can come back to it tomorrow, next week, next month, and follow along with this show once again. If you're not buying this for yourself, what a great gift idea for someone in your life. And as we've discussed, whether that be the 14-year-old granddaughter, whether that be the elderly relative in your life, perhaps who used to colour and doesn't anymore. It's just such an inspiring collection, I think, for anybody and everybody. And to get it for that price today, $55.99 if you're platinum, or $79.96 is phenomenal. Now, something else which is just proving unbelievably popular, right? This is flying out of the door. These outline markers, half of the stock has gone. Are you joking me? Half of the stock has gone. Everyone's seen the demo on these. Everyone's going, do you know what? For $9.59 or $11.96, I am absolutely popping these into my basket. Get them for yourself. Get them for your friends. Get them for your family members as well. The kids are going to love these too. £9.59 or $11.96. We did the science on this a little bit earlier on, but I love this with magic outline effect. It is, it's magic, it's powered by magic, and you heard it. Each pen has got that beautiful, beautiful colour in there. So you've got that intense sort of metallic silver, and then on each pen you've got a different vivid colour outline as well. So you've got your cool graphite and citrus green, amethyst purple and neon pink, you've got your zesty yellow, and also your azure blue as well. If you love your doodling, your colouring, your lettering, your embellishing, if you're just buying these to start embellishing your cards, maybe you're thinking about buying these just to write your Christmas cards this year or write your tags, these are absolutely amazing. I've not seen anything like these before, and it strikes me that you guys are exactly the same. You're going, wow, I need. If you bought anything today, get these for that price, right? Pop them in your basket and you'll thank me later. But you'll have to be quick because over half the stock is now gone. We are 10 minutes away from the end of the show. Any last questions, get those in and we'll fire those to Leann. We'll do a quick wrap up for you as well before 5 o'clock. But let's give you a chance to check out your baskets right now, because I know you don't want to miss all of the inspiration from Leann, but I don't want you to miss out on the deal. So check out your baskets now. We'll give you 2 minutes and we'll be right back. Had to make some changes to our shipping charges, and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95, and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members, who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you, and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Well done on checking out your baskets. Producer Georgina just telling me many of you are checking out your baskets during that break. We always give you time to do that to make sure you don't miss out on anything. Lots of lovely comments coming in as well, as I've said, about the interaction today. Lots of people loving all of the information, and actually lovely to hear that lots of you saving this video as well. Victoria just saying on Facebook, I've saved this video to watch later on. So informative. It's definitely one of those shows that you can come back to later on, because chances are, if you've got a question, I think we've covered off a lot. I think Leann has answered a lot of questions over the course of the last couple of hours, so you probably will have your question answered from earlier in the show in case you missed it. But let's go back very quickly to have a look at the brand new collection, and we're back to kind of where we started. You're working on your little watercolour project with that gorgeous cottage.
Yeah, I'm working on it to try and just build it up and bring it on and show you how it starts to come to life as you add more colour. So what I've done while you've been chatting is I've added in the colour to the windows, already pops. I've put in the vine and I've put in a little bit of the foliage on there, just to show you how I did the vine. That was painted on, but that fine tip marker, just tracing over with the same colour, really brings that out and brings it to life, and makes it very easy for you. And for the windows, all I did again was take the fine tip on my aqua marker and just do a little bit, and I just do it at all of the opposite ends and in the middle of the little bits where I need colour. I'm not very precise with it, as you can see, Ben. Just scribble, scribble, scribble. And then with a damp brush again, I just bring that colour out and down and across, and it makes the window pop. I mean, it's just very, very, very simple and easy to do. And it's just magic. It happens in front of your eyes. I'm going to do the same up here with this one, because I know we don't have loads of time left on it. To give a little bit of light in those windows, I would take my yellow and I would put it onto my craft mat, which I'm going to do here. And just to make it feel like there's somebody home, I'd pick up of the yellow and I'll just do that in there. So it feels like there's a lamp on, and it warms it up and just makes it feel much more homely, I think. You could do a little touch of blue in there if you want to too. Just all of these little touches really do start to bring it to life. And just so you know how I got this green colour, I just want to pick a small portion and do it for you. I'll do it over here, because I used actually grey, yellow, there's the yellow there, and green. You've got one green in here and it's quite vibrant. So when I put this down, you'll see that's quite a vibrant, kind of a bluey green for a bush. So what I've done is use the green for these bits here. You can see it's a very different colour I've got. Use the green. Then I've gone over the top of that with this yellow, which started to change the colour of that green to a more verdant colour. But then I still think they're too bright for nature, so I go over the top with the grey, give that a little dunch on top, which knocks the colour right back, and then with my brush I just pounce it on top. Oh, she's been hard with me. One more minute, I've got to show you this next bit very quickly.
Yeah, go on.
So that's how you do the bush. Now the next thing I've got to show you, and I'll do it quick as I can. So you want your big brush, and you want on your cardstock, get some water down. This is how you're going to do your sky. Get some water down so it's wet. I'll just do half of it. And then take a blue from your collection, scribble it onto your craft mat, and then just take with your big brush, pounce it.
Ah, yes.
And it will start to move. And then you can move those around a little bit more. And then when it dries, it will feel like sky with clouds.
Clouds, yeah, great tip.
And then if you want to really make that feel, so if it's evening and you want to make it feel a little bit more moody, you can take a little bit of the purple that we've got there on your craft mat and pick up a little bit of the purple, and you're going to have a lovely like evening sky happening. Okay, and then to really make that feel like a cloud, scrumple up a piece of your kitchen towel like this, tight, and then just go, and it takes it out and makes it feel like clouds are actually in there.
Fab.
Okay, so that's how you would do it and get it to feel, and then dunch it around, and when you dunch it around, you'll just end up with that lovely colour and it feels like a night sky. So do that and leave some white pieces, and that's how you're going to get a realistic feeling of sky. I would show you more if I could, but I know she's being firm. I'm going to show you anyway.
Oh, pulling rank. I suppose you can.
And so what you can do is do some faux bleaching. So you can just drop a little bit of water there, and then pick it up, and you're going to get more of a cloudy look when it hasn't dried. So that's how you'll do your sky and your clouds.
No word of a lie, the way that is going and the way that you'll be able to do that as well, all you'll need at the end of that is a frame to put around it, because you'll be so pleased with how it's finished. You'll frame it, you'll stick it up on the wall, and it will look absolutely fantastic. I just want to, before we go, because I was just looking at the time, I can't believe we've got like 2 minutes to go. The outline markers, right? Let's get a bit of a percussion going with these. We started off the show with the outline markers. We are well over half the stock gone now. Yep, on the outline markers. Oh yeah! £9.59 or £11.96. Leanne, can you sum these beauties up in about 2 minutes for me, and why people are going bonkers for them?
These are the most magic of all the pens, where you've got that beautiful silver in there, and then you've got the outline that you get round the outside. Pump it to wake it. You've got the outline round the outside. It splits and it's magic, and it does it for you without you having to work it out, make it work, or do anything to it. You just shake it, a little pump, then draw whatever it is you want to draw. The two inks will separate, and you'll get that. Come on, closer.
Go on, George.
Closer, George. Come on.
The joystick. Here we go.
And you see that brilliant outline just magically appear. Let's do it with the green here. You can see there on the green
Boom.
how brilliant that is. It's so magically impressive, and actually when you see it in real life up close, what you will realise is it almost changes the hue and the colour of the silver, because actually what happens is the pink and the green and the purple and the yellow stay below the silver in a layer. The silver sits on top and the rest spreads outside to the outline, so it almost changes slightly the colour of the silver too that you've got, and you're just going to have the best fun and be able to do little doodles like I did here with all of those different colours to make a custom card top, or to write messages to your favourite people inside of the card, if that's what you want to do too.
I mean, what a brilliant way to wrap up a brilliant show. Those are flying. Get them whilst they're still here, but whatever you've got in your baskets right now, get them checked out. Hopefully we've provided the inspiration, the enthusiasm, and all of the hints and tips that you need to get the very best out of your collections. I thoroughly enjoyed the show. Leann, thank you so much. September can't come quick enough to see you back here.
Oh, thank you. I can't wait. I'm really excited as well. I hope something really exciting when I do get to come back. You know, usually they do keep good things, so fingers crossed.
We cannot wait. Moss and Sisal out. I'm going to be back. There's me going. I'm going home now. No, I'm not at all. I thought it was 9 o'clock. I'm back with you at 7 o'clock here in the UK, 2 o'clock East Coast. It will be myself and lovely Michelle, who you met on Wake Up Call with Creative Cravings. Craig will be dropping in too. Check out your baskets. Until then, bye for now.